Hello and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. Have we got any plugs this week, guys? One thing I will say before getting into the regular stuff, we are coming up on our second anniversary in just a couple, in just over a month's time. Because it is the 26th of April, so and this is episode 50 part 1. Episode 53 will be our 53 part 1 will be our anniversary.
Aww.
So sticking around, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for anyone who's been around since the start or has jumped in more recently or anywhere in between, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. To jump into something a bit more crass, if you want to help support the show, we have the Patreon and the Redbubble. Patreon, you can get access to some fun homebrew, my DM notes, that kind of stuff. You get early access to episodes. The Redbubble, you get some fun merch with the show logo on it. So rep your fandom. Is there anything else people are plugging?
Just as always, thank you guys so much for supporting us. It's been a wild 2 years, both in and outside of the pod, and I hope that we've been able to help with that and be a distraction for any of you if you've needed it, or a comfort. And you can always find us on our socials if you want to have a chat to any of us, bar Jake, who doesn't really do social media. But we can pass on messages to him as well, so we're constantly chatting to each other and freaking out about stuff that you guys say to us or send us or show us. So please keep doing that. We love it. And yeah, if you can, support our Patreon or our Redbubble. And if you can't, share the love, get some friends into us. We love you. Thank you.
All right. So, unless there's anything else, without further ado, let's jump into another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos. And we're back. So, where we last left off, after a bit of a fallout from some discussions between the party, Bertie, Rook, Caius, and Ross, after seeing some mysterious shadowy clouds in the sky, decided, okay, we need to get things ready for in case something happens, and went shopping for mostly supplies, and came upon a tattoo place, and were just looking at getting tattoos as we left. So let's start then with them at the tattoo parlor.
Oh. Okay, I guess we were pondering, looking over.
Talking to a very tall, sexy Goliath lady, covered in tats.
So,
I cannot remember her accent, so whatever I go with first will be her accent.
Yeah,
valid.
She's just malleable. She just,
Yeah. So I guess like after, because I think Bertie'd already decided on what he wanted to do, because he asked someone else. So Bertie will hop up and go, "Hey, okay. I think I've made a decision. I'm actually really keen. I would like to get one of the tattoos. Actually, just a spur of the moment kind of thing, you know. Gotta live lavish, am I right?"
Of course. So, what kind of tattoo were you after?
Cool. So like you have a couple of different like magical effects that you can do, yeah. I'm not looking at a spell at the moment, maybe later. But like, well, I kind of want a bit of a cover-up type thing. Not from like an old tattoo, but and he like tries to do it quite nonchalantly, but he does very uncomfortably show the like the heavy scarring from his warlock mark to her.
Carving up a scar, not all that uncommon.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard. So what kind of effect were you after? An arcane tattoo, a mundane one?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for an arcane one, actually. I want to, like, find a way to kind of, I guess, enhance how I can use my magic, because I gotta do some stuff, so I gotta kind of get more use out of my magic, I guess, in a sense.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Maybe casting faster, or, you know, or being sneakier. One of the two.
Okay, I think within the design parameters of one of our design enchantments, I can actually cover both to an extent.
Great.
And what kind of design were you after?
Well, he looks back at Kai, so and looks back at her, and like, oh, well, are you familiar with Arcani's smile?
Ah, of course. And you see her, she snaps her fingers and a quill stands up and starts sketching away at a sheet of parchment on the bench.
Excellent.
All right. Any other thoughts, or just the flower, or an arrangement?
Just a couple of stems of those, I guess, would be great. Hey, Kaius, come have a look. What do you think? Does that look like the flower you like?
Well, yes, it does. I mean, the one that, yes, that's exactly what I was. I mean, some of them are a bit taller and some of them are a bit smaller than that, but that's sort of the general idea, yes.
Yeah, cool, excellent. I think that'd be great. Just a couple of stems, couple of blooms of that would be great.
So you're happy with that design? And she picks up the parchment and shows it to you, and
yeah.
Feel free to throw in some description.
Yeah, so I actually asked Mitch some flowers that might appeal to Kai, so it's a combination of two of those. Did you want to mention those, Mitch, or I can?
You can if you'd like.
Oh, cool.
Can't remember where they were written.
It was the Adonis flower and Sweet William, which are both like 5-petaled flower. Adonis is like also known as pheasant's eye, and it has like I think 8 petals, and Sweet William has 5. But they're both kind of like. So I kind of imagine, because this is a fantasy flower, quite possibly it might like that would look like a combination of the two flowers. Like, so some of the blooms would look like that. Some of the blooms would look like the other one. Similar to like how sometimes daffodils and jonquils can kind of have severe variation between them. So that's what I kind of imagine. So kind of like a little bouquet, but yeah, just a couple of stems.
And in what kind of colours were you envisioning?
Like I think Kai said blue is I think we described they would be blue. Yeah. So maybe one of them's blue and one of them's pink.
Okay.
So yeah. Cool.
All right. So is this just a cover up directly of the scarring, or a full sleeve?
Oh well, I mean, sleeve might be fun. Not yet though. Maybe just we'll start small, hey?
Okay. All right, so that one is going to run you 7,500 gold.
7,500, easy, fantastic. Cool. Bertie will pay from his own money. He again looks like, but then he does go and do it because we haven't really divvied up the Zath gold yet. I think he probably would have tossed it to a Rook when Ross suggested, I think this is on Zath. So 7,500 I will remove from his gold right now.
Yep.
Excellent, cool. I haven't actually had a tattoo before. Does it take long?
A few hours, depending on the design. This one, maybe 2.
Okay, cool. I mean, it can't be more expeditious, or...
Not if you want a decent job.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
I can try Russian, but it'll look damn ugly.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Caius?
Yes?
I've only had piercings really my ears before. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'll do it. Could you come with me?
I mean, yes, of course. This is just like a painting or something, isn't it?
In a way, yes.
Oh yes, no, I'll come and watch.
Cool. You probably don't need to watch, considering, but I would like moral support.
Oh, of course. Yes, no, that should be perfectly fine.
Awesome. Is that okay with you? Yes, the tattoo artist.
It is perfectly fine. I'll just call my apprentice in and they'll talk with the two of you about your designs.
Oh, cool, yeah. Look after the girls. Excellent.
They can deal with payment and give you an estimate of how long it's going to take once I'm able to see you.
Cool. Are you the only one who does the tattoos here?
At the moment, yes. There's my apprentice, but she only does the mundane ones thus far. We've only gotten that. She's reasonably new, but she's picking up fast, but she's not quite up to the enchantment side of it yet.
Okay, cool. We'll talk with her. I only want a mundane one, so that's fine. I can discuss that with her. Yeah.
That should make the process a little bit more expeditious.
Yeah. So cool. Well, we'll talk to the apprentice if you two wanna do that.
Lila, can you come in here and deal with these customers? Thank you. Right this way, sir.
Yeah, excellent, cool. Caius, actually, quick question, girl. Can you speak Elven?
Yes. So not fluently.
Cool,
but
not great.
enough to get by.
Okay, that sucks. No, I mean that's great. Good that you learn. That's cool. Fun.
Oh, you don't want me to speak it? I can't. I can just cast tongues and comprehend languages.
Cool.
Okay.
Good.
If you don't want me to, okay.
Yeah, cool, awesome. I'll just be a moment. I really gotta talk with my friend for a moment. We'll both be in a tick, okay?
Okay, no problem. I'll just get my my tools ready. And the inks.
Excellent. Cool. So, but he's kind of wringing his hands a little bit now, and then he's like, he's going to very carefully because he knows Kai's has mentioned his family. His family are all elves, and I presume, but he hasn't really heard him speak very often, and so Bertie tries to speak in Elven to Kai. So it's like, "Hey, are you pretty good at speaking Elven, yeah?"
Oh, and in was that in Elven or?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
can't
In
speak.
Elven, Caius does respond with, "Oh, yes, it's been a while since I've spoken in my family's mouth, but yes, I am good. I am good at mouthing Elven."
Good. That'll be good. Okay. Well, We'll be in there for a little while. And he kind of ushers guys a bit to the doorway of where we're going to be going, and he's like, since we're going to have a little time, and you might not want to be looking at what they're doing, because I don't want to be looking at what they're doing. I want distraction, like you with the earring. No, did you want to talk about what happened back there with Fanya?
I don't think there's any way around it. I think I definitely do need to talk about what just happened.
We can talk about it while we're doing that, if you think that'll help, and then we can talk to the rest of the other two maybe, and then maybe the rest of the group once we've seen how stuff's going. If you think that's okay. And you don't have to talk all the time, we can just be a bit quiet, but I would appreciate the distraction. We can talk about other stuff as well, but I think we do need to talk about that.
I do agree. I think, yes, yes, no, that would be a very good thing to mouth about while we're in there.
Good. Come with, please.
Okay.
So,
go in.
Yeah. So, Rook and Ross, you see this girl, probably a few years younger than yourselves, come into the room. On first glance, she seems human, but after a few moments, you both notice certain telltale signs of celestial heritage. She has a faint golden tint to her otherwise hazel eyes, silvery blonde hair, and you're not quite sure whether it's a trick of the light or whether it's actually there, but there's almost a translucent halo hovering above her head.
She's a 10.
Yep.
And she's got a few tattoos on her, and most of them in gold and white inks, with some purples and blues to kind of accent. So, you're going in next? Who's
I would like Ross to take 1d4 hot person damage. So, hi, I'm Ross. This is Rook. Rook's waiting to get an arcane tattoo, but I'm just getting a mundane one. So,
and you hear the Goliath woman shout out from her studio, like, you should be right to do the mundane one, Lila. Sure, Grace.
yes. So, she said we could discuss prices with you and stuff, but I think that can wait till the end. We just came into some money. I'm willing to just get down to it. So I want and she just kind of, the little hamster's running on the wheel in her brain very quickly, and then she just goes, can I get on my tail, like down near the spade, 5 rings?
That should be doable.
Cool. And I want them all to be like a little thick, but yeah, whatever you can do.
Okay. And you see there is this look on her face as if she's a little daunted by the prospect, but like there's a measured look on her face that's like, yeah, I can do that.
Cool. Also, we'll just speed things up because the 3 of us are together, but now we gotta wait.
Yeah.
So
Any particular color scheme in mind?
I kind of want it to represent multiple things, so maybe just in... Would white show up on me?
She takes a considered look at your tail, before saying, it should do. It's I mean, it's a mundane tattoo, but it's still magical ink, so it does pop a bit more and doesn't fade over time like mundane inks do.
Cool. Well, let's get started then.
All right.
Do you want to come sit in with me, Rook?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah, I might need moral support. I've only ever gotten my ears done before.
I mean, same.
Okay. Back at the Cloak and Stagger with Neumann and Anya.
So, are you going to have any of this ale spread or no? Because you haven't really touched it, and I've sort of finished all mine.
Anya, she pushes her plate across to you, and she just sighs a little bit. And she's like, I'm not very hungry right now. And she reaches into her pack that she'd have like next to her, and pulls, like she's digging through it, and pulls a few things aside, and she's looking for something really specific. And what she pulls out, you'd recognize quite quickly, actually. It's a small, ornate wooden box that Neumann himself crafted. And she puts it up on the table, and when she opens it, there's something else inside that you might recognize as well. It's a soft, silken green belt that, if you do recognize it, you'd recognize it from the outfit that she wore at the dinner at the Sylvius Manor. She's like, you'll excuse me, Neumann. I really hope you don't take this the wrong way. But she reaches, she pulls the belt out of the box, and she reaches up to her eyes, and she starts taking out the contacts.
No offense, just very curious as to why. I feel like that would be mostly beneficial for you, unless you got some new crazy superpower, or you do that all the time, and I basically expect another one every week, I'll be honest. But yeah, just curious why.
She doesn't answer for a moment. She like very delicately places them in their box and closes it, and then she grabs the silken belt, and she starts weaving it around her eyes, and she's like, I've had sight, I guess, for a few weeks now, and I guess in its own way, since I lost it, Hafren has always been here, and even when Hafren hasn't been here, I had this beautiful gift from you. And I thank you. And I promise this isn't me rejecting your gift or taking it for granted. It has helped me in so many battles, but I cannot continue like this. Seeing everything is painful, and having to rely on others for it is even worse. I'm not going to resummon Hafren. I think that would be a mistake. And I've been trying to deny parts of who I am since Bryn died, and this is part of it. I need to learn how to live with this. After this morning, it just shows that I can see so many things, but at the end of the day, it doesn't help. It's not useful. It doesn't give me value in the eyes of others. It just is another thing. And I appreciate everything, but it's time I live with myself for a while. Not with the ghost of someone long gone, not with someone who I convince myself is my friend even when they are a convoy of my arch enemy. And not with seeing the looks on their faces today. Not just the things they said, but that they believed it. I'd rather just live as me.
I mean, don't take offense to this either, but I'm not taking those back. I know this might be a moving or a stepping stone for you, living with yourself. But now I'm a little bit worried that if you're not going to summon Hafren and you're not going to use these, you're going to be vulnerable. And if you aren't relying on others to help you, then I would at least like you to have a plan B.
Anya,
a fallback.
Anya laughs in a bitter sort of way when you mention her being vulnerable, and she's like, Neumann, I already was vulnerable. If anything, my fight made me more vulnerable because it gave distraction. It gave a sight of things that I cannot unsee. I am a good fighter. I know not all of them believe it. I know sometimes I don't believe it. But I am. And having both eyes, having someone to lean on, I feel like all that's done is made everyone think that I'm weak. I'm not weak. I can do this. Earlier today, yeah, I'm not unsure that he wouldn't have killed me. He reached for his sword. Hell, even Ross looked at me with fear in her eyes when I grabbed her shoulder. And if I am... Fight doesn't do anyone any good. Because not for a second outside of training have I injured a single one of this party. Nor would I ever. I love all of you deeply. But they were both ready to believe that I would hurt her. Is that what she thinks? That I would hurt her just because I'm upset? Is that what he thinks? That when I'm upset, I will go out of control? I'm sorry, Neumann, but I am one of the only people in this party who hasn't been overtaken by something else, who hasn't injured someone in one way or another, even Bertie, with his best intentions, cursed the two of them. That's why we are here. But I am the one I'm not angry at them. I know it seems like it, I'm not. But I am hurt. I have tried. I am always the one who gets dismissed in the big conversations. Oh no, Anya, we're not going to do it this way. We'll do it Caiaphas' way. Shut up, Anya. Anya, no, I think that is reckless. I get it, I do. But I didn't think it would lead into everything else. When Ross comes to me for advice, when Caius, despite everything, will still talk to me sometimes. But I'm not hurt. And I would rather learn to be independent again. Learn how to just be me without the help of anyone else, then have to consistently continue to hurt the people I love without trying, and be hurt the people I love by trying to help. If I have to do this alone at the end of the day, I will. I know I don't have to, but sometimes, even when people think they're helping, they're not. There's not much I can say to warn them. I have been it hurts that whenever the smallest amount of progress is made by those of you that are youngest, it is met with, "Good job, Caius. You had one hard conversation. Congratulations, Ross. You made one good hit." And every single day I am walking closer to reliving the worst day of my life. And whenever I try to warn any of you, I don't want to see the people I love making those decisions. I certainly don't want to hear it, but I have to live with the fate that I have. It's time to live with this one too.
So this whole time, Neumann has been quite, I guess you can say, confused. And I guess you see a little bit of like a relieving, like a gesture of relief at the end.
No, she doesn't.
Right. Well, you can hear it in his breathing then. To anyone else looking, Neumann takes off his hat and places it on the table and will stare at his hat for quite some time and go, Anya, I don't know how much I can help with any of this, and I don't think you're asking for my help, but I feel like I need to. But I'm just going to say this. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I am happy to listen, and I'm glad you're expressing this with me. But recently I've come to find out that I know very little about this party nowadays. I know a lot. I feel like I don't know pretty much every single member in this party, and we've spent so much time together. And I'm coming more to the realization that not only is it not my responsibility to keep us together, but I don't even think I can do that, even if I wanted to at the moment. I guess all I'm saying is I don't have an answer for any of this stuff. I don't know why things have been happening for the better part of a month. Everything up to this point is just, I'm just sort of accepting it as it is. I understand what's happening, but I don't know why any of this is happening. This is, and it might sound a little controversial, but seeing you do this right now, it feels like I'm watching a friend and someone who I love make a decision that is endangering themselves. And I have every bit of faith in your competence, with your fighting skills, with your know-how, with your experience. I just feel like you're pushing people away, and I don't like where that's going. I know you're someone who can just make things work, but it's so much more inconvenient. And when we're going into a situation like we are, our mission for the Concord, if you guys wanted to accompany me taking out the wizards, that's not stuff that you can do alone. As much as I would like to, I can't do that alone either. So, just like how you would hate to see the people that you're close to make these sort of decisions that are endangering themselves, I really feel almost exactly the same right now, and have been for the past couple of days. But I'm not going to abandon them, and I'm not saying that you are. I just feel like this is the first step to doing that. And I just want to call you out, just in case you haven't noticed it yourself. And then he's going to look back up at Anya. This whole time he's just been blank staring into his hat on the table. So I'm here for you. And I will help any way you want. But just don't throw away the things that people have helped you with, or don't throw away the memories, and don't throw us away, please.
Anya, she reaches out a hand for Neumann. Does he take it?
Yes, he does.
She's like, Neumann, You're one of my dearest friends. You know that, right?
Oh yes, no, absolutely. You're actually on my resume. You are your title is best friend.
I know you think I'm doing this to push the others away or to endanger myself, but honestly, I haven't been myself for a very long time. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to show you this or to show the others this. Taking a pact to gain my sight again was the last real connection I had to this pipe dream that was bringing her back, or bringing her memory back, or trying to be her. And I can't do that anymore. And I don't, trust me, I don't want to push the others away. But I can feel the pressing in the longer I am not who I am. And sorry, I need to give up the parts that are holding me back from being genuine. And if they still feel the way they do after that, then that is what it is. And I will still get the job done, and I will still be your friend, and I will still try and salvage everything with Rook. And I hope Bertie will still have me as a friend. But I don't know if the other two will like the person that I am. And that's okay, because you can't please everyone.
I've pretty much spent my entire life trying to please everyone. I know, I get that. And I can't give you comfort at the moment because I haven't really spoken to everyone else either to know what their views are. I have every bit of belief that things will come good. Whether or not that'll just be for a temporary lapse or permanently, I don't know. But I feel like we've done so much together and gotten so far that even though these events recently have been quite significant, we can still get along. But whether or not we stay together after we do what we need to do, then I'm not sure. And speaking of which, now this is a question for Eddie. The pan flute, was that Bryn's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Your pan flute that you keep a hold of, that's a reminder of Bryn. And I'm sure that brings back a lot of memories as well. I would personally like you to keep those lenses as well.
She
I don't know,
a little bit, and she's like, I actually wanted to talk to you about that. I want to commission something from you, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. What are we talking here?
Can you make me like a potion vial necklace that I can keep them in?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. Now, you can probably tell that like this is Birdie influence right now. Like he is just absolutely, as soon as like a job has come to mind, not the income. He doesn't care about the income, but just the fact that he's doing something. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tone changes completely. So a vial. To hold a potion, did you say, as a necklace?
Just to hold the lenses in, like a solution, just to keep them. And if I need them, I have them close to my heart.
You can't see it, but Neumann has his other hand up to his chest, and he has like the silent expression of a oh. But then he keeps it cool, and he's like, I can absolutely do that. That's not a problem. But look, I don't know what's going to happen in these next coming days. Lots of things are concerning me for the next coming days. The future's looking a bit cloudy at the moment. But if at the very least, even if something happens to me, I wouldn't want you to forget as well, and something like that would help as well. And I feel like I've sort of done something for everyone. Some of them don't even know it yet, but yeah, I've done something for everyone, and I would like, I don't know, I like making things that people will keep, and I custom tailor them to the people who are keeping them, so it sort of makes sense, and it's not something that I would want to take back because of that.
I'm sorry if I gave you the impression that I was going to let you. These are mine now. You are my dear friend, and even if I am not wearing them, they are a beautiful gift that changed the way I see a lot of things, for better or for worse. But even if I didn't have them, even if the world perished tomorrow and I was the last one left to live for 1,000 years, I could never forget you, Megan. Ever.
I mean, I'm a pretty hard person to forget, I'll be honest.
That is correct. But not for the reasons given.
So, look, I'm going to bring the tone down a little bit, but just promise me that you won't do anything too reckless in these next coming days, because I am a little worried.
I am not planning on putting myself or others in harm's way, Neumann.
Okay. And then, he just takes a big chomp out of his ale spread.
Yuck.
Ale spread on toast.
Okay. We return to Bertie and Caius as Bertie is having his tattoo done.
Cool.
You can see as the ink is going down, as Grice uses her dominant hand to actually do the drawing. You see with her other hand, she's spending some of the time kind of making sure that the skin is taut, but also alternately going over to like some various magical components and weaving in the enchantment to it.
Excellent. So when she's like prepping that, Ray's like, this isn't so bad. When she does actually start doing that, he's like, he's not very pleased. I rolled a 10 for Constitution.
Okay.
So he's not crying, but he's just a little tense.
Speaking of not very pleased.
No.
Caius was very happily looking at like artwork on the wall as well when the tattoo artist walked in with what he can only assume is the pointiest paintbrush he's ever seen, and has just gone completely white.
Okay.
Where he's like, Caius, I'm gonna come sit down next to me, please, right now.
Okay.
Is there much noise?
Not at all. There's a slight arcane humming, but you should be able to.
Cool. Okay, this'll be fine. Awesome. Caius, can you hold my hand, please? You don't have to look.
He is actively looking at everything other than the arm, but he does grab Birdie's hand.
Excellent. Cool. And yeah, Birdie is very uncomfortable. But he's just kind of he kind of like just when that starts, he kind of just like breathes in very deeply for a little while just to kind of like gather himself. He's like, okay, and he's gonna like check Caius, I guess. I don't know, insight check. That was yeah. Okay, nat 20. There we go. I won't bother adding the insight check onto that if you're gonna have advantage on that, but it would be a 28.
Cool.
I gaze into his soul.
Well, I am going to roll deception because not that it would do anything, but Caius is actively trying to hide his facial expressions.
Please get nat 20.
I actually got a 17. So I did actually get a 20.
So pretty good deception, really. So yeah.
Caius is breathing rather heavily, and while the grip is not a very strong grip, it started off being very strong, but his hands are very sweaty.
It's very fair.
And he is decidedly uncomfortable with the situation that he is currently in.
Again, Barry's like, but he says it in common. He's like, I'm sorry about this.
Oh, no, it does. Honestly, it doesn't even bother me.
You're very brave. Thank you. This helps a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm not brave. You're the one getting the... I looked at it.
Don't look at it. I can't look at it. Cool. Okay. And then he switches to Elven again. Which Bernie probably, like, Caius is a little bit awkward with how he phrases it, but he's just a little bit odd in how he pronounces it because he doesn't speak Elven that often. And he's kind of like, okay, cool. Well, I really wanted to step out. I've never had a tattoo before, so I didn't realize how long it would take, but I guess this is a good time. Well, first of all, I know this isn't probably helping. You're probably not feeling great anymore after our talk earlier. Did you get much sleep last night? I never asked.
I did, I got a bit of sleep. I'm fine.
That's good. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. But, that's good you got some sleep. How much sleep did you get? He says, looking at Caius and looking a little bit like shit. Probably worse right now. Much paler than he already was.
Well, I'll admit it did take me a little while to get to sleep, and I could always do with a little bit more sleep, but I will be perfectly fine for today. To tackle whatever that is, and points at a window.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully that's just, I don't know, it could be a rift thing. That's what I'm trying to think. That was what was happening. They mentioned that's been happening a bit, and I'm just hoping it's not something else. If it's something else, though, we might be able to move. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, again, you don't have to talk for long. I've got 2 hours to go. But that argument just before,
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Just a bit.
So, that didn't, I don't know how to put this. It didn't go well.
No.
I think.
It was a tough one.
I overstepped, quite frankly, by quite a lot. And that was, looking back on it now, a very poor call on my part. And, yes. No, that was not who I want to be, who I've tried to be, and who I aspire to be in the future.
Yeah. The stuff you said, though, that is stuff you've wanted to say for a while now to Anya, right? And all of us, really. With you thinking folks don't listen because you're dumb? Because you're not. I always say that. And I know it's hard because your head keeps telling you stuff like that, but it sounds like the party still ain't helping with it.
I think I said what I said, and I can't take that back. And while, yes, I know that I don't much like it when people talk down to me or people interrupt me, that by no means excuses me for interrupting them and raising my voice at them. I'm just worried that I've spent so long getting to know everyone, but in only a couple of minutes I might have ruined it all.
Kais, I think everyone wants to know you when you let them. And I don't think that's going to make a big difference. We just need to do, I know you don't like it. I don't like it. We just need to talk a little bit. And I think after this is done, I think it'd be good if we talk a little bit to Rook and to Ross. We figure out what, because there was a lot of stuff going on there. And then we can go and talk to Neumann and to Anya all together as a group, like you like. I know it's not great to hear, but I think no,
please. I don't want to.
I want to hear
interrupt.
I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm just worried because over the last month or so, I've been slowly, I've been talking more, and I've been voicing my own, and he says the word opinions in common, a lot more now to the group, and well, 30 minutes ago that was me voicing my opinion, and that was not good in any way.
I know, it wasn't, but at the same time, I don't think it was a wrong thing to say. Yeah, for sure, the way it was said, it wasn't good. I don't think what Anya said or what Ross said was right either. But I think, as you said, you feel people still don't listen to you, and I think that was just an explosion of that. Like your wild magic. keeping things very deep inside. And I think it's good if you have been trying to talk more. I like you talking to me, as we said on the riverbank this morning. I really like that. I like you sharing things with me. And I think even if sometimes sharing things to other people doesn't always work, it's never the end. You can talk to them more. And I think a good start. I know you felt bad about that. And again, I'm not saying you did the wrong thing. It just wasn't the right thing. And you know that. So it's good. And well, you said you know the kind of person you like to be. We'll find who that person is. Who the person you want to be instead of just liking, We'll find that. We'll get there. But I think, as you said, knowing that you did wrong is a good start. And as much as I hate doing that, apologizing is also the best step. And that doesn't just mean you. That means, ideally, if we talk a bit more, and you will also apologize, we'll all do some apologizing. I gotta do some apologizing. Because I think the most important thing first is talking to Rook. I want to ask her some stuff because I'm getting real worried now. Anya and the others haven't, because that's how we're all like. We can't just assume that the person closest to them or the person that is talking to them. And I think it needs to be done. And I know you were really angry. And again, it's just a result of things buried deep trying to come out and then people not hearing you. But Rook got real upset about that, and you and Anya were super angry or thinking about other stuff, and she was kind of just there. And that's why I thought it was good that we should go into town, just everyone just have a little walk so we can all chill for a bit. And I think the first step is apologizing to Rook for not helping. That's what I'd like if it were me. Would that be what you'd like if it were you? People apologizing to you for not helping or listening.
I think apologizing to Rook is a very good idea.
Yeah.
And apologizing to everyone.
It'll be okay. Hey, it'll be all right. Guys, look at my face, not at the horrible things happening to my arm right now, because oh my god!
Oh my god! I looked at the arm.
No, look! Oh, okay, come over.
Meanwhile, in the next room, Ross is having her tail lines done.
Yep. And they're still perpetually taking 1d4 hotness damage every time she looks over at the tattoo artist, who you did describe as, in many ways, her type. So I'm assuming she's sitting on one of those tattoo benches and her tail's next to her. And one thing I guess Rook could notice is that Ross rolled a 15 on her con save, so she's not one of those people who likes getting tattoos, but she's not having as hard a time as Birdie is. Is that normally when Ross talks and emotes and stuff, her tail moves a lot. She has the tiefling equivalent of talking with your hands is her tail emotes a lot. So she seems almost tense, not because of the pain, but because she can't physically move her tail while it's getting done, and that seems to be quite weird for her.
Fair.
She's kind of just swinging her legs on the table, and she's like, so, are you doing okay?
Well, yeah, well, probably better than you right now. I'm not getting stabbed at this point.
Oh, it's whatever, Layla's doing Layla? Zoe asking. Layla's doing a really good job. Have you gotten any tattoos before?
No, I've been meaning to, but Never had the opportunity. Never really had anything big enough happen to warrant one.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who you ask, you don't need to get tattoos for, like, big things. Like I said, my friend Sydney has one that was just because he, like, liked how it looked. He said it, like, well, you know the reputation bards tend to have that I don't, but he does. Oh, he does. Well, you know,
That's
you've
fair.
met him, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was a nice person.
Yeah. Sorry, I know you told me, like, after we met, but a lot's happened. Where are you from in Karas again?
I'm from the Wildlands. I was a nomadic. My tribe's nomadic, so we kind of went all around there.
Oh, wow. I've never really been out of Bapsashad, except for college, so...
Yeah, I don't know how, I don't think you'd like it too much there, although maybe as a tiefling. The rest of my tribe was envious of the fact that I was better with the temperatures.
Oh, yeah, no, but is the cold bad for you, too?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Sailing over from Karas to here wasn't too much fun.
When did you sail here?
Ooh, times got a little funny for me. I think it was probably about a year ago.
Oh, what?
It's been a long journey.
Yeah. Has anyone actually caught you up on what's happened since you last saw us? Actually, that might help with some stuff.
No, that would be good. I tried to ask Neumann before, but I think I caught y'all at a bad time.
Yeah, I know we were both meant to talk to you, and then I went to the attic, and then Neumann came up afterwards, and he was, like, really confused, because he thought we were all going to talk, and then apparently he got sent back up to the attic. It was very confusing.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I can catch you up if you'd like.
That would be great. I don't mean to just jump back into the party like this. I'm not sure if me being here is really a good time, but I would like to know what's been going on, especially what Zath did.
Yes. Well, I'll give you the dot points. And when Ross does this, it has the exact same energy as when Neumann rattles off his resume.
Oh.
So Ross takes a really big breath in. And she goes, well, as you know that the party left and you and I were together for like a couple of hours after, and then you went off to go to New Arcadia, and then I continued doing what I was doing. And then we did that for a week. And then the party came back, and when they came back, Neumann had that really cool armor that's sentient. And he kind of explained that he had to fight like a lightning scorpion, but they didn't really explain it in detail. And also Birdie had the falchion and Anya had a new bow, but they didn't tell me who they met. But I think they might have met some people who were part of a war, but I don't know anything about the war because I think it's the war that happened when I was like 15, but Karas was doing something else at the time. So I don't really know what was going on with that. Anyway, so then someone from the Convocation turned up, who I've kind of seen before, but not really, because the Convocation doesn't like to talk to the Concord. I don't know if you know that. They kind of keep everything a secret from us, which is really weird because we're kind of working for the same side. Anyway, so she wanted them to go with her, and then they wanted me to come with them. And I was like, cool, because I thought maybe I could protect them, which is a bit weird considering everything that happened, but it's fine. Anyway, so we went to Durham, and then we picked up Caius, and I'm realizing now that maybe I shouldn't have gone with Birdie to pick up Caius, and that maybe Birdie was kind of doing like a personal thing, but it's whatever. It's not whatever, but like, you know, it kind of is. Anyway, dot points. So we go to the Convocation, and the Convocation give us a prophecy, and the prophecy is like really, really bad. So I asked for a couple of physical versions of the prophecy because I'm thinking like maybe I can look at it and work out like the iambic pentameter, or if it works under a different pentameter, and it does work under a different meter, but not iambic pentameter, because I wanted to work out what the emotional energy was of the person who delivered the prophecy, but it turns out that didn't mean anything. So then we had dinner with Caius' family. It was really awkward. And then the next day, Neumann, Caius, and I decided that we were going to cheer up Birdie because one of Caius' sisters said that he reeked of the Shadowfell. And also this entire time, Birdie's looked really, really sick. And one time he fainted and he turned grey. And also Caius took his shirt off and he had a scar on his back, and the scar had a shadow in it. And I was like, that seems sus. So we go into town. we're in town and we're going to buy all these pastries so we can comfort Birdie. But then a dragon appears, and the dragon has a rider. And the thing is, in the prophecy, it's talking about these captains who are warlocks is all from Tatara. And then, so that dragon, the person on the dragon is one of the captains. So he comes down, he tries to kill Birdie, but Caius kills him, and apparently it was really gross. I just heard a bunch of squish noises. I don't know what happened with that. And then we killed the dragon, and then Braxton, our friend, took the dragon. I don't know if you know Braxton. He's really hot, but does not bat for our team. So he takes the dragon, and then he gives us a bunch of gifts, but we don't have time to do anything with the gifts. And then Caius had a moment because of something that happened that I feel like I'll let him and Birdie explain to you if they want to explain it. So I go and follow Caius, which actually caused the rift of me and Birdie, but that's a sidebar. So then we go off, and then I realize I can see someone super shadowy in the alleyway, and I decide I'm going to interrogate them. We go off after them, but then I died, which wasn't fun. But Braxton revived me, so it's all good. So then we go back to Braxton's. We have this huge conversation. Anya tells us that apparently everything's her fault, but I don't think it is. I think that's just the complex Anya has. So then we go back to Caius's, and we just have a sleepover that night. And then we all realize that, do you remember that shard we got from the tower in Bapsa Shard? Turns out that is going to help Birdie with what's making him and Caius sick, because they're both under a death curse because of something that happened that I don't, and she looks over at Layla, I don't think I can talk about it here, and also it's kind of Birdie's issue. So we go to Deosil in order to drop off the shard at the Temple of Thethys, but when we arrive in Deosil, there is a war. There are dragons everywhere, and we're freaking out. And then Caius kind of leads us, so we go to the temple, and then we put the shard on the thing, and then Birdie and Caius both just kind of had this magical glow around them, and Birdie's eyes changed color, and also, at one point his whole arm turned black. It was no longer black now. He exploded in kind of a puff of flowers, and then he was okay, but then a dragon came to attack us, and then we had a whole conversation about how we weren't going to do it, but we were going to do it. And then we did it, and that made Caius angry. So later that night, Caius ran away from the tavern we were in, and he got attacked by an assassin. So then we all went to rescue him from the assassin, and then we won, and then I punched him in the face because I was really angry about it, but we don't really need to get into that. And then we all had a big conversation, and we all apologized. And then Birdie gave Rook, you're Rook. Birdie gave Rook Anya. Birdie gave Anya a sending stone. I'm so sorry. Birdie gave Anya a sending stone, and that was a sending stone that was meant to be talking to you, but it turns out they were talking to Zath. And then Anya, who has been training me for a couple of days, told me that we were going to teleport to Bapsa Shard to pick up Rook, Zath, from my house. So then we go to my house, and then we actually go to the Concord, and we give them a debriefing, and then Zath, as you, arrives, and then so does Sam. You met Sam? Yeah, Sam was doing his, she looks at Lila again, thing that he is doing. And then all that stuff happened, which we can go into more detail later. And then Sam told me that you weren't you were Zath, and that you were actually in the dungeon, and he was going to go rescue you. So then we took Zath back to Deosil, and I couldn't tell anyone what was going on. And then I actually spied on Zath for a little bit, but it only lasted about 10 minutes. And then apparently they tried to charm Anya, but Anya's immune to charming, and she has not yet explained why. And then we all prepared to fight, because Hafren accidentally let it slip that Rook had tried to charm Anya, and Caius and Neumann overheard, and we freaked out, and we were like, holy shit, we can't fight right now, we're kind of weak. So then we waited for you and Sam to arrive, and then you arrived, and then we all had that big fight, and then everything in the last 24 hours has happened. And that's what you've missed.
All right. That was very thorough.
Yeah,
And
it's felt like months. I know it's been only a week, but it really has felt like months of time has passed.
Tell me about it. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very glad that Zath, that nothing happened.
Yeah, no, we can talk to the others about what Zath, properly said and did. As I said, I only heard about 10 minutes of it through clairvoyance, but no one told them about the prophecy or anything. They mostly were just saying things about the wizards and how much we don't like them, which might have made Zath a bit angry, but...
I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, they talked a lot of shit about the Concord, but that's neither here nor there, so...
Yeah, that probably Probably their cover story or something.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel I came rushing here because they came to gloat about what they're gonna do. Apparently my memories had been useful after all, and then they were gonna go for you folks, and you weren't gonna be alive by the end of it.
Oh. That's very not good.
At least that's what they suggested. So that's why I came here as quickly as I could.
I mean, it's good you came. It doesn't seem like it considering the way we've all been behaving, but it is good to see you again. I'm sure we'd rather have you here than have you not.
Yeah. I don't know how much help I ended up being. And I don't know if I'm not doing anything to make this chaos that's going on with the party any easier.
I mean, considering what I just said in that conversation, neither am I.
Yeah, damn. Hope God's Bertie and Caius and Anya and you died?
Yeah.
Ancestors.
Yeah, it's been very rough couple of weeks.
That's the kind of thing that people shouldn't be on. They shouldn't be fighting after. Some time off would be best.
I don't think we get any.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
Well, thank you for filling me in.
All good. Do you speak Infernal?
No, I'm afraid not. I can say hi in Infernal. That's about all I've remembered. Just Common and Primordial for me.
Oh. I only know Common and Infernal. So.
And my Primordial is very conversational. Very much the basics.
Yeah, I didn't want to ask you about how your week has been if you didn't want to do it in front of a third party.
Yeah, that might be a little bit better. At a later time, I'm afraid. I don't want to be airing out some fun tales to this lovely lady.
Yeah, no, I am sorry about that earlier. I knew Anya wasn't going to hurt me, but I bet the imagery wasn't great.
Yeah, no, that was just instinct. I'm sorry that I caused a scene and had to go at you all.
You did not cause a scene there. That was... I mean, if we're going to discuss who caused the scene, I'm going to say it was the fact that Caius and Anya can't agree to have the same opinion from different angles. You know, and the fact that I feel the need to say things I regret when I'm being condescended to. So.
I think everyone let their anger take hold of them far too much for what's practical or beneficial. And now...
Tip Neumann.
Yeah. Neumann and Birdie just there on the sidelines. But now... Got whatever's going on in the sky out there to deal with.
Yeah,
we can come together enough in case something happens. Does this have anything to do with that weird prophecy thing you were talking about? Warlocks or something? Unless Zoth and Thar is gonna come themselves. I did hear tales of them causing some chaos around.
Well, one way to assist with answering that question is, Layla?
Yeah?
When's the next eclipse?
I can't say I follow that stuff.
If you had to hazard a guess.
Depends on the kind. It's been a while, so maybe we're due. Maybe we're due one. I don't know. That storm outside doesn't look good, and it's blocking out the sun.
Yeah, no, I was.
Maybe it's associated with something.
Yeah, I was really hoping you were going to say there's a lunar eclipse in like 3 days, but I have a distinct feeling that those clouds outside very much are what we're worried about.
An eclipse bad, I'm taking.
An eclipse is when the final warlock is going to come and try and release Sorthram Tathara.
Damn. Alright, do you want me to run out and try to find a Sky Cleric?
I don't... Strakar was here, he'd know. He knows everything.
Sorry to interrupt again, but this is just about finished.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Cool. Do you know how long Birdie will have left on his?
Probably about an hour still by the sounds of things. But we still have your friend here's tattoo to at least organize, and then we can sort out payment, and then by that point, hopefully your friend will be just about out.
Yeah,
and
well,
Grice can see your Ganassi friend here.
Cool. Will you run me through what I need to do for the aftercare and stuff? But maybe if we have an extra 10 minutes, Rook, we can pop and see a cleric and maybe confirm what I suspect might be true before we get your tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do so. She does so. She talks you through the aftercare.
I get it wrapped in plastic wrap.
Yeah.
I get told to don't go in salt water.
It's like a arcane salve. But yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
And that will be fairly simple. So about 20 gold.
Oh. Cool. Ross will pay that out of her own money. And then look at Rook and be like, well, that... I don't know if Birdie has yet worked out what each of our shares were gonna be, but that pouch pill's pretty heavy, so I think use whatever you need to, Rook, for your tattoo, and we'll just say the other half's my share.
Alright,
of whatever you... just use any of my share. I don't need it.
Okay. Alright. So, I was looking to get a counterspell tattoo across my chest.
Just the one charge?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that generally runs around 45,000 gold. I mean, you'd have to talk to Grice to confirm it, but she might, because the three of you have come in together, she might be able to be talked down a little. But
I was going to say, she actually kind of lured us in here with talk of a deal, so I'm not going to bug you about it, because that is very much above your pay grade, but she definitely led us to believe there was going to be a deal, so we'll sort that out with her.
Yeah.
She was probably waiting to see what all of you were getting before.
Yeah. Well, if we pencil us in for, about 20 minutes from now, we're just going to run a quick errand, and we will be right back for Birdie and Caius and for the tattoo.
Speaking of Bertie and Caius, so you're about halfway through the the tattooing
dear
process.
God. Jesus, I imagine probably like the majority of the conversation we had previously just took a lot longer than it normally would have because it's just Betty's pausing like, yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. Talk, yeah, apologize. And then it's just like, oh boy. But yeah, I guess like he's probably for like a little while just been like, when he was like, guys, look at me. He's like, can you just tell me a story about your adventuring stuff when you were doing like, just anything? And has just been like, yeah, you don't have to say an example of that. If you wish to, you can. But that's the sort of stuff Barry's been asking Kai's desperately, like, when you were on the road, what sort of stuff did you do? Just talk, please.
Oh, well, I mean, there was one time where we were just off escorting a band of caravans that were heading north out of Durham. And it was myself, a couple of other mercenaries, and a good friend of mine, Siegfried. And he had the flame sword that I think I mentioned before.
Oh, nice.
And, we sort of hit it off because he was flame and I was ice, and it was...
like your rook.
Yes, that's it. Actually, he had... yes. He used to get angry when he went into fights as well.
Oh, so, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Kind of hot. Cool. Anyway, yes, like the flame sword. Yes, continue,
yes.
please. Ha.
And there was one time during the night we were accosted by a band of brigands who came and tried to take everything that we had. So I don't know what happened to the other mercenaries. I think they ran away, but Siegfried and I managed to hold them off, and then at the end, everyone, all the brigands were very tired and sore, and Siegfried and I were having a wonderful time, and then we all invited them for some drinks, and then one of them joined our party.
Oh, wow. Jeez, that's... Man, oh my God, I wish a lot of our fights could have been resolved like that. That must have been so good. You must have felt really happy about it.
Well, it was a much simpler time where you could fight someone, and then if they lost the fight, you would compliment each other's fighting styles and have a drink, and then Siegfried would have a drink and I would have, just a bit of water.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But, yes. And then, because the other mercenaries ran away, we had a couple of spots open, and some of the other brigands just sort of packed up their things and got back to wherever they were from in the forest to accost. The next time we came back, which we did, we ran into them about 4 other times in the coming 2 years. But yes, I'm going to be honest, that's the whole story.
That's good. I love it. Keep talking. And he will keep trying to encourage guys to just talk about shit. But then sort of as like stuff is like starting to wind down, or it's just kind of like, it's probably not hurting as much. And he's sort of like trying to focus a bit more. I assume, I don't know, does Kai just keep talking, or does he kind of go into lulls?
He'll talk about one particular topic and get like really invested into that, and then get distracted by the humming, forget what the humming is, look at where the humming's coming from, and then immediately remember what the humming is. So there are periods of silence there.
And they get to points where Betty kind of just like watches Kai's kind of vague out, and then Kai just like squeezes his hand hard and be like, face.
Another time, and
yeah, cool. But I imagine sort of eventually, then if Kai does just keep talking a bit, or if the next time there is a bit of a lull, hopefully Betty does kind of sneak a glance at the tattoo. He's like, okay, and then again, he's still speaking, just chatting in a combination of Common and Elvish, I imagine, whichever's easiest. Or laps back into Common if that's easier for Caius. But kind of towards the end, he's like, hey, so I got a couple of ideas of how to talk to Rice and Rook, and then hopefully I'll check in quick on Neumann and we can like try and catch up with him and Anya and just see how stuff's going. I actually have a funny idea which hopefully will break the tension. We'll see. Yeah. Do you think you're going to be okay talking to Russ and Rook first, you know?
It's what needs to be done.
I know. And I know you've already told me it's hard for you, and I can get it. I've been there, and I think it's really brave of you. Even if you're just saying, this is what I need to do, so you know, I will do it. Like, that's still, even if you're feeling bad or sad, as long as you're not hurting yourself too much, because that's also bad, that's good. And about the feeling stuff, we talked a little bit about this morning, and I think now as well, you talking about kind of exploding with the feelings you were having. I am talking for experience when I say sometimes, not all the time, running away from how you feel about things, especially bad stuff and things that happened or things you think you did wrong so bad you can barely breathe, that really hurts you in the end too, in the long run, because I know for me, I can never really stop thinking about how hard I try. I've spent a long time running away from my problems or hiding how I feel. As I said to you, I still find it difficult the way I look, you know, I do that all the time, but trying, it's just, I feel a lot of the time it's easier just try not to think about how I've hurt people or screwed up their lives, and it's never made me happy. And like you've said, sometimes you have to try something new sometimes, and I guess I still don't feel great, but trying not to run now and trying to talk to people, especially people like you, and trying to think harder about what's good for me, not even just other people, but I don't know, most of all, I guess, thinking about why I hurt so much in the first place. It's not easy. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, and most of the time I'm completely alone and it hurts. But also, lately, I don't feel like I'm dying slowly underwater all the time anymore, and I can only hope it'll get easier, at least for me. Some people have made it easier lately, talking to you, and funnily enough, Ross yesterday, and, the rest of the people, just because they listen sometimes. And again, they don't listen all the time. I get what you were feeling. I get really angry sometimes too. I feel like yelling. But I don't know what I'm saying. I'm in a lot of pain. I can't say you'll feel better if you tell people more stuff. And you shouldn't, have to feel like you have to face the feelings you have head on. Because you said it's hard for you. It's hard for me. But maybe eventually, Caius, both of us won't feel so chucked up all the time, and you'll have room to grow towards the sun again. And just remember, he squeezes Caius's hand harder, but not just oh my god, I'm in pain. Although it does kind of coincide with probably another point where they're filling in the color. If you ever want to try or you're scared, even about just talking to Russ and Rook and Anya and Neumann later, you don't have to feel alone about it, because I'll always be here for you. And you don't have to lock yourself up or run away and hide if you don't want to, and it doesn't have to be fast, because we can walk step by step together. Oh my god, is that tattoo done yet? Oh my god, Jesus.
And in that moment, you see Grice put the needle down, and the center of the two most prominent flowers on the tattoo glow up.
Lovely. The blue and pink ones,
arcane, with an arcane charge.
Cool.
Okay, so somewhere during that, Rook and Ross were off to find a priest. And it doesn't take long being in Deasil. Was there any particular deity you were trying to find a priest of, or?
Someone that looks like they're gonna know shit about the sun.
Yeah.
Well, as it happens, it's not too far away to find a temple of Solace, the god of the sun.
Ross leans to Rook and she's like, okay, I might have just been flustered with the tattoo artist, but if these guys don't know about the eclipse, I will lose it.
They gotta. Their thing is the sun.
Their thing is the sun, exactly. Maybe... She was kind of hot though, wasn't she? Hey?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you and I, like... A lot of the Venn diagrams of what we're into overlap in a lot of ways. But, like, oofed. And then Ross is gonna go into the thing.
Okay, you enter and are greeted almost immediately by a half-orc man in these resplendent yellow and gold robes. He looks to be about middle-aged, and he approaches you with a kind look on his face. Hello, what brings you to our holy house today?
We want to know when's the sun gonna have an eclipse?
This isn't about the eclipse, is it?
It is about the eclipse. That's not currently happening, is it?
Yeah, you guys don't tend to mark this kind of stuff on calendars, apparently, so we're just...
No, so... There are predictable eclipses, there are unpredictable eclipses. That is the way of magic. The panic in your voice suggests to me that there is something more to this than simply wanting to know when the eclipse is due.
I mean, there's a purpose for wanting to know when the eclipse is due, but the question is just when is the eclipse due?
A predicted one, not for several weeks.
But are you suggesting there may be an unpredicted one?
The magic of the divine and the arcane can be unpredictable.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna roll insight on this guy.
I would also like to roll insight,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
I feel
feel-
sus
He's
on this
being
man.
evasive.
Feel free.
Oh, -1. 6.
That was a poor roll, but my insight's good. That's a 14.
Seems to be above board. Like, do you...
Would you... No, you go.
Do you have questions pertaining to the eclipse beyond when it is? That I may be able to reach out to Solace for.
Well, if you're offering. I guess a question would be, in an unpredictable eclipse, is that felt around Fierlor, or is that just felt over the one city where it is? Because that may dictate where we might need to be in order to observe the eclipse.
It depends upon the power of the source.
Right. Are you waiting for us to give you more information so you can give us more information?
Yes.
But how is that going to help you?
Because asking the right questions is important for getting the right answers.
Okay. Let's say that knowledge of when the eclipse happens will either help or hinder an incredibly dark force. Would you be able to give us more information there?
I can. And
If we want. Ooh, nope, you go.
Is there a location where this where you are anticipating needing to go, or?
I mean, we're meaning to sightsee in Durham.
So that seems as if it should be the question. Should you stay here or return to Durham?
I guess you could say it's one of the questions we have. Is there a particular reason you're being evasive?
Not evasive, just trying to get the right question. Augury is a tricky matter. You don't ask about the right course of action, then you do not know how to act upon the answer.
Right. See, sir, I think you might appreciate the fact that we've had a very long day, and I think our day is about to get longer depending on the answers you give us. If you could give us a bit of help with the right questions.
Well, let's see. The fewer questions, the better, for there is only so many times I can cast it. The first one I would suggest would be, what would happen? What would happen if our course of action were to stay?
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed something. Are you not going to be the one answering our questions?
No, Solace is.
Well.
All right.
Okay.
And he throws up some gold and silver like coins that are, so they're gold on one side, silver on the other, and he throws them up and asks, what happens if these two stay here? And they fall to the ground, all silver. That is woe.
And what does that mean?
You must leave.
So we leave.
Oh. I will say Rook looks
Okay.
like a little uncomfortable seeing Augury cast. A little bit longing. And then, yeah, concerned at the woe.
Shall we attempt another? Is Durham your path?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I need to roll to see if this is okay, so that is fine. That is fine. Okay. And he throws the coins up again and says, is Durham their path? And most of the coins fall gold facing up.
And that means...
Is weal and woe, but his weal is the predominant outcome.
So kind of good, kind of bad.
Wheel and woe. Darby,
Yes.
is there any connection to the phrase wheel and woe that Ross would make?
It's simply like it's good or bad. Like
I know, but that was what the Wizards of the Ruins called their contraption. They called it the Wheel's Woe.
Okay, so different wheel. So that was wheel as in spinning wheel. This is wheel, W-E-A-L. Literally meaning good.
An accidental.
Yeah.
Ross
Thing.
had a moment. Rook would have seen Ross would have had a moment where she was assuming she'd galaxy brained something, and then all of a sudden her brain snapped back to the size of a pea, and she was like, "Well, I think that's a different spelling." Okay. Can Solace predict the future, or is this just guidance?
It's guidance. The future is not yet determined, but the gods have seen many things play out, and they know which outcomes are more likely than others.
Are you casting a spell when you throw those up in the air?
I am.
Right. So I can't throw them.
You can throw them if you want, and I can cast it from where I stand.
Last question.
Oh, you only get 3.
Is it only 3?
Well, the way it works is
Rook should actually probably know. I just
the
forgot.
chance of failure becomes higher each time I cast it.
Okay.
At this
Alright.
point, it's basically a coin flip, whether or not you get the answer. We may get one more answer. We may get 2.
All right. One more question. At least. Will we have enough time to do what we need to do?
Okay. So the coins. When the coins land this time, they land on their edges.
All
The
right.
spell. This has no meaning beyond the spell having failed.
Oh, damn. Well, I guess Zoram's the better option.
I apologize. I have no further access to this ability today.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been incredibly helpful.
Yeah, thanking you kindly, and maybe you ought to give that a try for yourself and the people of this city. See if any danger's coming. People just seem to be going on as usual.
I will see what I can do. May solace be with you.
Same with you.
Sinistaka says hi.
Of course.
Off we go.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, so you return and you have enough time to... So what design of tattoo does Rook have?
Yeah, so it's pretty much, it's across her chest, and it's pretty much, it's like kind of similar to the sort of flame-like markings on her axe, but it's got more like of watery design and some black diamonds. It is like black with a few little white dots probably. And she basically, she mentions that it is a wildlands symbol of mourning and strength.
Okay. So Grice, Bertie, and Caius exit the exit out into the main room, and Grice says, "Okay, Layla will cover aftercare with you. Do we have the design for this lovely lady's tattoo, Layla? Yes, we do. And those are the prices listed? Okay. So, now that we know what everyone's getting, you're not getting anything, lad? Pointing at Caius.
Oh, no. No, I am not.
Fair.
Oh, come on, not even a stick figure?
No.
Tell you what,
I-
guys, we could, yeah.
All right.
We can draw something on your arm.
We can
later.
paint something on you.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay. He's still pallid.
you know what?
He like pats him on the shoulder comfortingly, even though he looks about to faint himself.
You were relatively easy for me, and between this pattern and you look like the sturdy sort. I think I could cut a little bit off both of your costs. I think I could get yours down to 7,000, and yours down to 40,000.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
We love a good deal.
And you know what? Shave a gold off the mundane.
Put that gold to reducing their price more. I know that doesn't mean a lot, but you know, every gold counts.
All right. So yeah. Now this one, it's probably going to take a little bit longer. This is going to take between 3 and 4 hours.
All right. Is that going to be fun with the situation? I say to Ross.
I look to Birdie.
He looks to Caius for a moment. He's like, huh? I mean, it should be fine. It's early in the morning anyway, so it should be fine.
So it's about late morning by this point.
It's okay. It's late in the morning anyway. We got time. Probably be good to have a chill. We can probably grab some stuff and I don't know. We'll see how good you deal with it. Maybe we can have a talk. Yeah,
I guess,
actually,
yeah.
we probably can in a way. Yeah, we'll sort something out. It'll be good.
Cool.
All right.
Okay. So is anyone going in with Rook as she gets her tattoo done?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it just Ross going in, or?
Caius will ask if he can go in as well.
Okay. He's allowed. If
Oh,
he's allowed
asking
by
Rook,
on
yeah.
Bryce's part. Yeah.
Okay.
So if Rook is okay with it, then Grice has to.
Yeah, that's fine. Could do with the company, I guess.
Cool. Can I come too then?
Sure.
Okay, cool. This will be good.
All right. And as the 5 of you, Grice included, walk into the room, that's where we're going to end it for this week.
Hey.
Hey.
Catch you next
Woohoo.
week.
Thank
Yeah, have a great week.
Thank you all very much.
Sorry
Thank
for
you.
listening.
Sorry for
Sorry
listening.
for listening.
See you next
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. I rolled a 22 for Constitution.
Oh my
I'll say that
god,
next
Rook is the
episode.
boss. That's on her titties.
Can I just ask again, Joanna, what was it the wildland symbol of again?
Morning and strength.
Cool.
I think that works with like revenge.
Yeah, that fits.
And I
Yeah.
tried to work on designs. I'm not good at tattoo designs.
Couple of things of
Titty-tat.
note.
Titty
I
tat.
rolled a 75 on the percentile to see if that last augury would succeed or fail.
Oh, did it
And
just...
I was going, it needed to go under the 50%.
Oh,
Oh no, that's a shame.
interesting. Well,
That
It was
would've looked-
dramatic.